let's not wait any further. We have our lovely Stuart Aitken, who is one of our members actually. But Stuart, he's done my website. He's been really helpful with me with a lot of my techie stuff as well. So I'm going to let Stuart, do you want to put on your camera and mic and you can tell us what you're going to do today?
Thank you, Fiona. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all. As Fiona said, my name's Stuart Aitken. I'm a business Aitken design. Actually, I was all prepared to do my 30 seconds. I had my script up on the screen. I had my props. I had a really good joke.
Do it now.
Never got a chance to do it, so I was a bit disappointed.
Well, I'm going to, because I want you to do it now and then you can flow into it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I was going to say, my name's Stuart Aitken from Aitken Design, and we were going to mention the C word, Christmas, again. So we were going to say, don't be a mug. Penisland.co.uk. Get your thank you gifts. Oh, where's my thank you gift? There we go. Get your thank you gifts from us. That's upside down. And say thank you to your clients. It's been a really, really hard year this year for all your clients. That was going to be my 30 seconds. So just say thank you to your clients and have a good Christmas. But anyway, that's my 30 seconds. So, before I start, excuse the noise. My dog's just decided to have a little bark. So if you hear a couple of barks during the presentation, please excuse that. Joys of working from home. So yeah, before I start, you will need a pen and a paper. Today's presentation is a bit more interactive. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to go and get a pen and a paper. I feel like a bit like I'm on Art Attack or Blue Peter. What you'll need today is some pen, paper, sticky black plastic, but no, pen and paper, and we'll be a bit more interactive today. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm just going to run you through very quickly what I'm going to do, and if that's all right, then you kind of know where we're kind of going in the presentation. So what I'm going to do this morning is a little bit about myself, my journey through my career and how I've ended up where I am. A little bit about my business, the exercise we're going to do, and why this is important in business. So that's kind of why, that's kind of what the plan for today is, if that's all right with everybody. So a little bit about myself. So my name's Stuart, and my business Aitken Design. So we're running for about 4.5 years, and it kind of came from my previous employment. So my background is actually in community development. I was a community development worker for a charity in the kind of west side of Glasgow, helping to develop their children and family work to help get families within the building to help support them. So we're running events on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis, but nobody was attending. And we kind of realised very quickly that it was due to advertising. It wasn't just a charity, it was a church. And in churches, you very old-fashioned, they're like, well, what's your advertising? Oh, we just write it on a bit of paper and we stick it up on the notice board in the church and we expect everyone to come along. And I'm sitting down going, well, that's if people are not coming to the church, how do you advertise externally? And they said, oh, we don't do that, we just stick it on the notice board. So, but I'm coming and going. So I did a bit of research and sat down with my boss. I was like, well, either we could pay an external advertising company thousands and thousands of pounds to advertise all the events we've got on a regular basis, or train me up in the skills that I need, and a couple £100, and it means we got it and we can work with it internally rather than spending all those funds. So the boss went, yeah, that's absolutely fine, that's great, we'll train you up, and it means you can go and do that. So that was kind of start of my career in kind of the graphic design industry. So I was doing that job for 4.5 years, absolutely loved it. Went back to uni to do my community development degree, very much looking at how you develop activities within communities, looking at strategizing, looking at working with communities and individuals within that. It's a lot harder than business, because in business you've got employees, tell them what to do and they go and do it. In communities you work with volunteers, you work with people who are doing this on the side, who it's their passion but it's not their job. So you kind of got to work with them a bit more creatively on that. So that was kind of stuff I'm doing in my undergrad. So I started my undergrad, and one of my mates was starting his own business, and I kind of helped him with his branding, got his logo sorted, looked at strategizing for the future of how we get the word out. And he was like, Stuart, you're really good at this. I'm like, oh, mama, thanks. Thanks very much. He's like, you should do this as a job, start your own business. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I started my own business. So that's how Aitken Design started. So I was doing it part-time when I was at uni, doing my undergrad, and starting to do graphic design for businesses. Well, actually, it started to do for community groups and charities, because that was the industry that I knew. So it was helping third sector organisations kind of try to get the word out there, strategizing with them, looking at working with their community groups and their volunteers and getting their brand activities out there. But as time went on, then we evolved more into B2B and that kind of side of things, while also supporting the third sector as well. So Aitken Design's been going for 4.5 years, as I said. We actually started in January 2015, part-time as I was going through uni, and then as I progressed through uni, going into my masters, it became more and more full-time, and last year I was full-time within the business. So we're going for almost 5 years. We're going to have a 5-year birthday celebration in January, inviting all our lovely clients along to have a big giant networking event in January. However, that's, world plans and everything just kind of stopped. So we'll be putting that on hold. Hopefully when we start to get back to face-to-face activities, we can start to do that. So what does Aitken Design do? So as I said, we started off in the third sector looking at their branding and looking at creating branding for individuals, and then kind of progressing that into how to get the words out there. The products out there. So we also do printing as well. We do from business cards all the way up to banners. So not only just getting that actual digital brand sorted, but also getting the physical item as well. And earlier on, I was talking about digital business cards. Absolutely correct. Right now, we can't give digital business cards out. However, what we're looking at a minute is an antimicrobial business card, which means as soon as any sort of bacteria or virus touches a card, it's instantly destroyed. So we can start getting business cards out again. So I don't think business cards are dead. I don't think printing is dead. But it certainly we have to readjust what we're doing. So we do printing as well. And we also do, as Fiona said, websites and emails to help support our clients. We believe in the balance between physical items and digital items to help get your brand in front of your clients. We are also Google accredited, and we got Google accredited in April, which means Google have had a look at our business and how we do things digitally, and we can now resell G Suite. So that's all-in-one software for your emails and word processing on that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit about us as Aitken Design. So now it's time for the fun stuff. Time for the big question of the day, which is what my presentation is called, is who is your perfect client? Do a little exercise. So I'd like you to have your bit of paper in front of you and your pen, and think about who you would like in through your door. Now, I ask my clients all this all the time. They say, I want everybody through my door. I want as much business as possible. That's great. That's fantastic. That's not the point of this exercise. This exercise is to really drill deep into to kind of get an idea of, if you had that one person, that one profile of an individual that comes in through your door, who would that be? And I want you to be as anti-political correctness as possible. And I know that doesn't sound like a good thing, but you need to be. Are they young? Are they old? Are they male? Are they female? What ethnicity are they? Or what, are they divorced? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have a family? Are they same-sex relationship? All that kind of stuff really helps to shape your avatar of who your perfect client is. So I want you to take a couple of minutes. So ask those kind of questions. Draw a person, draw a stick man. That's what I do all the time. I draw a stick man. See if you don't put them in front of a computer, my drawing's mince. So draw a stick man, stick person, stick woman, and kind of write down, so what's their age? What's their gender as well? What kind of job are they in? What are their wage brackets? What's their marital status? I know I've kind of been on through this before, but really kind of drill down and kind of maybe write it at the side, but draw the person as well. And give them a name. Giving them a name's always a good thing. So is it Bob? Is it Geraldine? Is it Garinta? Is it, I really don't want to start using people's names that are present today. Just give them a name, and I'll give you a couple of minutes to do a lot of feedback over who you've got. It's really, really interesting. So this is the person that you would want to come in that would take all your services, everything that you put out, all your services, and this really shapes where your advertising goes, where's your branding going, how your strategy is achieved. So don't know if you want a couple more minutes. Fiona, how are you getting on?
I'm all right. I'm getting there. I'm got my little.
Brilliant. Fine. Have they got a name?
Yes, her name's Joanne. Joanne, she's 55. She's separated. She's got 2 teenage kids, one just finishing school, one heading off to uni. She's wanting to set up a business and to be independent, but she's still available there with the kids.
That sounds really, really good. And I think that fits in with what you're trying to do as EEC, is bring people that have got their businesses, starting their businesses together to help support them in establishing their business, their brand, and going forward in the future. So I think that's really good. Would anybody else like to share? Can we open up the forum?
If anyone wants to come in, put your hand up and I can pop you up on. I can pop you up and you can come on. I know Michelle. Michelle, you do great drawings.
I think Scott's got his hand up.
Has Scott got his hand up? Right, let me bring up Scott. Find them. Where are you, Scott? Somewhere. There you go. Okay. And Steve's got his hand up. Do you want Steve up at the same time? Or different times?
Right. Can you hear me? Yep. Basically, for me, it's a business owner. 30 to 60. Usually they're either starting a business or they're coming out of a business. Tend to be more set up to the higher rate tax, obviously for tax purposes. Earning probably 30,000 plus, and have got children, because most of them want to either pass a business back or pass the wealth back that they've generated from the business when they've got their exit strategy. So that's essentially where we are just now. Utopia maybe, but that's it. Yeah. And I don't have a drawing. I could do one now if you want.
It was just more.
Give us a drawing. We'd like to see a drawing.
It was just more a visual representation. It's quite good to have that one person as a visual representation, as a stick person or a face, or just. And I'll come on to that in a minute. Just about how you interact.
There you go. There's my drawing.
Steve, thank you very much, Scott. That was good.
No, good.
Yeah, I did a little, as you said, a little stickman one. So there you go.
Awesome. That sounds good.
Basically, the accountant. Okay, the accountant's got the money in one hand and the paperwork in the other hand. So accountants are great for me, especially if they're working with small to medium-sized businesses. But specifically new start accountants, especially ones that have just came out of uni who think they really know everything. They don't really know that much. And I can help them and their clients. So that's exactly who I would love to help.
Good. Does your accountant stick person have a name?
George.
George. Sounds like a good name. That's my father-in-law's name, so yeah, I have to say that. So yeah, no, brilliant. Cheers. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda, did you have your stick person?
Yeah.
All right, got there.
Very good.
She's Sarah. She's 40.
Okay.
She's virgin and being a vegetarian. She's a busy mum. She's got 3 kids. She's got 2 dogs. She hates cleaning, and she's concerned about the environment.
That sounds really good. That's giving me a really good in-depth drill into who you're really looking for. That's really good. I love the name. I don't know why. I just like all the names of these individual characters. Yeah, I just love it. It's really good. Well, thank you very much, Linda. Thank you.
Okay.
Michelle, what did you come up with?
As you all know, my artistic skills are like off the scale. So, welcome to Jimmy. This is Jimmy. Jimmy, he's a wee bit of a rocker, so that's why he's got spiky hair. He's super, super happy because I don't like people that are miserable and negative. He likes tattoos. This is his wee tattoo. And he just dresses in like t-shirt, jeans. He's always got funky socks on and some really cool boots. Jimmy is the kind of guy who is really laid back. He's absolutely minted, proper, full on, loads of passive income, loads of different businesses. Doesn't matter about his age, but he's just a nice, normal, down-to-earth kind of guy. Loves dogs, loves music, loves dancing. Welcome to Jimmy.
That's amazing. I love how small his waist is.
Yeah.
It's a really small way.
It works out, man. We do hip hop Tabata together, me and Jimmy. We're like that.
I don't have a six pack, he just has a one pack. That's it. Yeah, no, that's great, Michelle. Thank you very much. Oh, Leila loved it too. Grant?
I'm going back in time a wee bit, although my drawing's a bit more like what he is now, or was. His name's Steve. He's got his own company, recently set it up. Doing computers, nobody's done them like them before. And he set up a company called Apple. He'd be my ideal customer because he's developing new products, he's developing new services. We can help him get all the tax rebates he needs. So Steve Jobs would be mine.
I don't know Steve Jobs personally. I'm sure we could try and get a couple of things. Although it won't be Steve Jobs at the minute, it'll be who's the owner of Apple now?
Well, the execs, Tim Cook.
Aye, that's it. But somebody like that, no, that's a really good example because he pioneered one of the most the modern age. So yeah.
But I mean that's taking it to the extreme. It could be just normal. Steve's got an engineering company or a production company or a small tech company. So anybody that's looking at different ways of doing things and they don't know they can get money back from the public.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Really good. Thank you very much, Grant. Thank you. Stuart Simpson.
Hi, Stuart Aitken. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Stuart and I are often in the same room, and we get confused. Anyhow, my avatar is Sheila. I don't know if that's back to front or whatever, but Sheila has recently been made redundant. She's got 3 kids, and they all want to go to Disney World, and she doesn't know how to pay off her debts, and she needs to have good broadband because all the kids want to have iPads and iPods and all sorts of things. And she's looking for solutions to lower her bills, to pay off some of her debt, and a solution maybe to work part-time, to earn some money, to get holiday promotions, to take her kids to Disney like many mothers and fathers have who work in our business part-time, starting off with a little bit of a side hustle. So that's what I'm looking for, my perfect avatar.
Awesome. No, cheers. Thank you very much, Stuart. That's great. That's awesome. Grand. So why is this important? Why is what we have done important? So putting a nice logo with a nice text and go, oh, there you go, there's your brand. It's about looking at that client and try to match up your brand with your client and producing a brand that really speaks to that individual. But some statistics that I think why this is important. So some branding statistics. It takes 5 to 7 impressions for people to remember a brand. Colour improves brand recognition by up to 80%. 73% of consumers love a brand because of helpful customer service. Presenting a brand consistently across all platforms can increase revenue by up to 23%. A third of the world's top 100 brands includes the colour blue in their logos. 72% of the best brand names are made up of words or acronyms. Brands with poor customer branding pay 10% higher salaries. Over 70% of brand managers consider building an audience more important than converting sales. 89% of shoppers stay loyal to brands that share their values. And brands that blog generate 67% more leads. So that's some stats that I've been doing a bit of research over the last couple of days on. And some of them might fit a bit more than yourself than others. Just depends kind of what you're branding and who your avatar you're looking at for. But why is this important? I believe that it's important to drill deep rather than wide. Everybody says, I'm looking for more business. I'm looking for everybody. I think it's really important to drill deep down. And that's what we've done right now, is look at who your avatar is, who your perfect client is. And we can see that the people that fed back to us is that actually the people started to become a personality, and you could see the perfect clients started to have a personality, and you can see how those perfect clients, if they came into their shop or contacted that individual, you can see exactly where the sales were going to happen and how that person was going to interact with that business. So, for example, Stuart Simpson there talking about Sheila, that was fitted absolutely perfectly. That somebody who's looking for a bit of extra income to treat our kids and get some really good broadband, so that our children were able to enjoy, sitting in, if any restrictions getting higher or whatever, we can't go out. That was a perfect example right there. An example of this, another example of this, is actually cereal boxes. And I don't know what I'm doing on and how I'm doing on time. Probably got a couple of minutes left. Cereal boxes. So we think right now, actually go back to the 60s. Back in the 60s, cereal, you got your Frosties, you got your cornflakes, you got Cocoa Pops. Back in the 50s, they were all advertised to adults. As in, buy this cornflake fortified with vitamins and minerals and great for your kids. Did the kids want them? No. Why would a child want to have a cereal that's good for them? Actually, why do they want to have anything that's good for them these days? But then cereal manufacturers changed what their branding was. They changed round to advertising straight to the children. Do you realise that their perfect client isn't the parents? It's the children. Yeah, parents are the people that buy it. It's the children, decision makers. You walk down that cereal aisle and today you're filled with colourful cartoons primarily aimed at children. And what do the children do? Mummy, Daddy, can I buy this? 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 And then eventually, it's in the shopping trolley, and it's sold, and it's at home, and that works. So I'm going to leave you with this. How does your branding affect your perfect client? So that person that you've just drawn right there, how does your branding interact with them? If your branding's not right, how are you going to get that person in through the door? If your perfect client isn't right, then you need to change that. But how does your branding get your perfect client to pick up the phone, drop you an email, go on your website, come into your shop? How does that do that? We'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for listening. I don't know where Fiona's gone. Oh, she's back. So I'm going to leave you all with that. And if you want to follow up this conversation any further, please just drop me a phone call or an email. I hope all that's been useful to everybody. It's useful to all my clients who will go through this exercise. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I don't know if we've got time for questions.
Yeah, if anyone's got any questions, there's a section which is Q&A. Pop it in there just now if you want, or catch up with Stuart afterwards. Badil's just said she's had to go, but she said, great presentation, Stuart. She wanted me to tell you that. Yeah, so I think, no, lots of thanks, Stuart. Let's see any questions coming up. No. It's either a really, really good sign that I don't have any questions or a really, really bad sign. So yeah. I'm going to don't worry, all you guys who've done pictures, I am going to grab those off the video and we'll be sharing. Michelle, you're going to become a real art expert. Well, I've got one from Michelle. Who would you say is your Bob or Bobette?
Okay, so my perfect client, actually I call him Steve, and it's not Steve Gaskin, so please, I don't want to say that. So yes, my perfect client's evolved over the last couple of months. Lockdown has really made me think about my perfect client and who I want to interact with. So my perfect client used to be somebody who had just started on their new company or self-employment journey, possibly somebody who's 20 to 35, possibly to 40, possibly a male, although that doesn't really interact, that doesn't really matter. But if I'm trying to be specific, it would probably be a male. Somebody who has just been made redundant, who has some money behind them, but their new business is taking up a bit of that money, but they have money to spend. And they are selling a product within a local or nationwide area. Family doesn't really matter. Family situation doesn't matter to myself. That doesn't really impact the target I'm looking for. You've kind of put me on the spot, so that was kind of who I was looking for, but that's kind of changed. We're now looking at trades and around hospitality, trying to hopefully help hospitality get back on their feet, and looking at trades as well. So I'm redoing my perfect client over the next kind of couple of days. I've been strategizing this week, so that's been a fun adventure. But yeah, that's kind of it.
I have to say, for myself, I mean, I did my avatar a long time ago, and it was very much like Joanne, sort of mid-50s kind of thing. But to be honest, when I look at my client base, it's probably 50-50 for males and females. So it is interesting what you're sort of targeting. Obviously, my previous logo was set when EEC was a social enterprise. So that's why we're rebranding now, because it's going to be different. Because we're looking at UK-wide, we need to be a little bit sharper, a little bit more business orientated. So that's why. And as you say, it's important to get your branding just exactly right on there. So, thank you, Stuart. Really appreciate that. I love that session. Great stuff.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, listening and putting up with me. So I hope that was a good one. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Stuart.